and welcome to the October Cheltenham School District Facilities Committee meeting. First, let's start with a roll call, starting with Ms. Murphy.
Robin Murphy, present.
Jennifer Lemon, present. Leah Mulhern, present.
Mia Blitzstein, present.
Ross Whiting, present.
Pamela Henry, present.
And Charles Burdell-Williams, present and chairing for the night. We have one fairly extensive, but just call it complex, but exciting presentation on the agenda for tonight. And I'll hand it over to Mr. Carter.
Good evening. How was everyone today?
Well, how are you?
Good night, thank you.
Good, good. We're starting off with renovations for the stadium project. This here is our the visitor side, the home team side, where the bleachers have been installed, and we also have the press box up as well.
Yeah.
This is in the field area where the AstroTurf is going to be, and they're working on the drain system now. That's been installed as well. And here is where we have the stadium retaining wall, which is also on the 309 side of the area. This is a picture of what work has been done so far. On the far left side, you can see that they've started working on the concession stands as well. There are a few more pictures for where gatehouse, track and field has been installed. They're starting to work on there as well. And then we also have pictures for the visitor side where that was at.
It goes back on here.
Oh. That's the visitor side. Okay.
You guys want to give a little insight on the track event component of this, where the dirt was backfilled, so they have a better understanding of what that really entailed and why we went that direction. Next slide.
Yeah, so all of the dirt that was inside of the oval, the original plan was to stockpile and ship that dirt off site. We didn't think we had enough space on site to contain it and to deposit it, but we were able to identify and measure in volume this entire back area of the lot. And we were able to deposit most of that dirt back on this site. I believe there was grass planted already on it this week, so the grass will grow before winter starts. And then not only were we able to lose all of that dirt and save a significant amount of money on the project, we were also able to completely level out this field, which has a slight dip to it and makes it a better competition surface for track. And the few infrastructure amenities we lost, the discus cage in the back and the shot put pad in the front, are minimal in cost and more than offset by the savings of moving all this dirt further down the site.
And I asked the same question, so I'll just put it out there for you guys. One of the last things they'll have to do is the 2-lane extension. So what you see right now is still a 6-lane blueprint, but that'll be the one of the final steps is extending that out. And Mrs. Sweigard, you know the plans better than me. That will that move in or out of the oval, what's currently there?
So that'll move out. So you'll see there's about another 8 feet of blacktop that has to be installed outside of this ring. I wasn't up there today. Things are moving quite quickly. these are the visitor bleachers kind of hanging out over here. They may even have begun
Yeah, they started working on that.
the installation on that. So once all that's done, once they're done running heavy machinery over this oval, filling it back in with finer stone, putting the trench drain around the inside of the turf, and then putting the turf on. Once all that heavy machinery is off, then I think you'll start to see the blacktop go in, which is one of the last things. So over here, it's kind of hard to see, but the 2A lanes will go right up to the homeside bleachers.
Like, yep.
Check it for understanding real quick. Moving the dirt allowed us to level out the space where the throws facilities used to be. And as a result, even though we had to remove the throws facilities in that area, we are now having new throws facilities put into that area, and the area is now level.
That's correct. Yep.
Bonus, okay.
That's that whole area right behind where the varsity baseball field is.
Great.
Any other more questions about this? I have one, just quick one. Thinking about our baseball parents, I'm sure there is a reason why we didn't use any of that dirt on the baseball field. Do you care to expand on that at all? There's some specifics around a particular mix.
This dirt is not normally used for the baseball field only because of the fact that when it rains, it becomes clunky and it's hard on the surface. We are in the process of looking to get infield mix so that we can do the baseball field as well as the softball field and bring them up to par so that the baseball field and the teams will feel just as good about their area as well.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for asking.
So continuation of last month, as part of our strategic plan and financial reporting on this project, we'll continue to report, the bid amount on the stadium, the amount we paid today, and the balance left to pay. So not a significant amount of activity from last week. We've paid about $3.5 million on this $13 million project and have another $9.5 million yet to go. A lot of which will probably be in the next couple of months. A lot of materials are delivered to the site. Switching over to the high school roof, this is probably the second to last report we'll see on that, as the roof project was complete. We made our first large payment on that project of $1.1 million, and we began the process of applying for reimbursement from the state. As you recall, this is paid for mostly via state grant. On Glenside and Cedarbrook, as we're still in the infancy of these projects, we're still just reporting the architectural and engineering fees incurred to date and some minor application fees for the Conservation District and the township. And the only update on these two projects, this project was bid on Monday. So by state law, this project is to be bid for a minimum of 3 weeks. And we have a bid opening on this project on Tuesday, November 11th, at which point we'll take several days, maybe a week, to evaluate the results of that bid, and we will recommend for approval on Tuesday, December 9th, the results of those bids. Any questions on these reports?
Any questions from the community?
Right. Perhaps a question before we move forward. This project is with oftentimes in construction is use of subcontractors. Are there, and I'm not trying to get at anything like what I'm actually trying to get at. Do we actually track if there's any minority business ownership participation at the subcontract level?
Yes. So for our purchasing policy, we use the resources available from the state, the Department of General Services, and the City of Philadelphia, and we use those databases to make solicitations and encourage any firm identified to bid on this project that qualifies. One of the big qualifying separators is this, these are large projects. It's a $30 million job. So there aren't many firms out there that are bonded to be able to do a $1 million job. But to answer your question, yes, we follow our district policy. We work with SiteLogic to identify businesses that that fit our policy, and we solicit to those businesses and encourage them to participate in our bid process.
Yeah, respectfully, that wasn't my question. I know we follow policy. So that's why I'm asking specifically about subcontractors. Like do we know, like a project like that this size, I assume there's subcontractors to a certain extent. So do we know if like presently, like beyond the bid process, do we know if there's any minority or business participation at that subcontractor level? Is that something we even ask? Or no?
We don't. We
Okay,
bid straight prime.
And that's, yeah.
Plumbing, HVAC, fire protection, and they choose their subs.
Okay. Yeah. Full trust that we're following the policy. So
Yes.
that wasn't the, not my question. Yeah, no, that's like that. Yeah, just.
Just a quick question back to some of the pictures. There's a picture that has the stadium retaining wall. That was already there, right? Or did that just get rebuilt?
That is new.
That's new. That's part of the project. Amazing. Great. I just couldn't tell. And I haven't been over to the high school recently to see.
It's
Could you elaborate on the why? The retaining wall was essential.
here we go.
No, one of the main reasons of the retaining wall was to help with the water flow. So it'll allow it to stay on the opposite side and not have as much water flow onto the track area. So that was the essential for having the retaining wall installed.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, any other board question? Ms. Lowen.
Is this the end? I do have a question, but it's not related to anything specifically in this presentation. Is this the end of the presentation?
No.
Okay, then I'll wait.
This is over at the modulars, and we've been working on placing the old outside lights with LED lights to give us a little bit more lighting to help with the cost with the LED lighting not using as much power. So we're in the process of installing new LED lights over at the mods. This is a temporary generator that we have set up for Glenside Elementary. Unfortunately, the generator that we have has been having some issues. So we've looked into either replacing or repairing. The cost for replacing is a little bit substantial. So it's been decided that to have it repaired instead of replaced. So this is just set up on the outside for right now, just in case we run into any issues during the colder months.
All right. All right, we've got a couple more questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Hunter, can you go back? Oh, I guess I don't need to see it, but the lights at Cedarbrook East, sorry. I know on back to school night, it was very, very dark outside to the point where a couple of us were like, did we miss the lights? Like, thinking someone just forgot to hit it and there was trouble finding the correct one. So I don't know if this addresses those issues, but it was quite dark. So I'm excited to see that there's exterior lighting has been addressed for the safety of all of our staff and students.
Yes, but this is the front entrance of the modular side, and then we started on the parking lot side installing lights so that you would have more lighting over there. Once the older lights have bulbs and ballast, instead of buying ballast and bulbs, it was easier just to get LED lighting, which will last a lot longer.
Absolutely. And that's fantastic. Thank you. Excited about that.
And just also, thank you for the presentation. And just a clarification. for understanding, the plan is to repair the generator, or we're still deciding whether or not it's.
No, the plan will be to repair the generator. We're
Repair.
already in the process of getting the parts
Great.
so that come in 3 or 4 weeks, and then that process will start.
Great. And are we able to conduct that repair in-house, or is that?
No, unfortunately.
Yep, it's
Right, the generator, am I correct in this generator is not just for the building of Glenside itself, but has to also do with other infrastructure, IT backup, or no?
This generator is specifically for Glenside, but does handle all the IT backup. That was the reason of making sure we
Or not just Glenside, but for
Right, well,
beyond,
throughout
yeah,
the district for
it's
the.
extremely important that there's no like
Interruption.
interruption, hence the
Yes.
temporary, I just wanted to make sure I was understanding that, thank you.
All right, any additional board questions, Ms. Long? I know you were holding on to a few.
Yeah, just, thank you for the presentation. Mine's more of a general question. I remember, for quite a while, actually, when we started on the board, we would get kind of, updates sort of about, I can't remember the name of the system we're using, about like the routine repairs kind of, and sort of
FMX.
FMX, and like where we stood with kind of the routine repairs, and, kind of what the backlog looked like and what we were looking at forward looking, and is that?
No, we still do have FMX. We're in the process of getting all of our team up to date on how to use it, as well as them being able to get on to input work orders, check their work orders. I was just actually talking with IT today about making sure we had a way for our team to be able to, from their buildings, to be able to access it so that they can get onto it.
Okay.
So it is something that we still use, and eventually I will have everything situated where we'll go through that and you can actually see all the repairs and for the PMs as well.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate that.
For what it's worth, I had the same question. I was gonna ask if that came up through FMX or was that did it come up some other way?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
I'm glad you guys asked the question because they know that's been a priority of mine for a while.
That's fine.
But, and when I'm not representing the board, I'm talking about my team. With all the transition, we have continuously kind of been set back. So, if you guys think about it, Mr. Carter's only been in his position for a couple of weeks. Mr. Little's actually less than that. And now we have a new, administrative assistant in the department who, I think it's just been 2 weeks. So, this has been slow moving, but something that is high on the priority list. And I'm hoping that by the beginning of the new year, you'll start to actually get the updates that are report generated from FMX. So bear with us as we get up to speed on that.
Thank you.
That, any additional questions? All right, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.